Hello folks, welcome back to the subject called water resource engineering. We will be discussing, we were discussing the hydrology, and last classes we have discussed the what do you mean by hydrology, the importance of that hydrology, similarly the hydrological cycle and different types of the precipitation and the forms of precipitation. Now we will be discussing the contents, measurement of rainfall, types of rain gauges, in that the Siemens rain gauge, floating type rain gauge. The first thing we will be discussing the rainfall in India and the measurement of rainfall, types of rainfall, the gauges, the two types, the Siemens rain gauge as well as the floating type rain gauge. What is this rainfall? It is the precipitation, form of precipitation where the water droplets are being fall from the atmosphere where the clouds it's been found. It's been measured in the form of vertical depth of water and expressed in millimeters or in the centimeters. The instrument used to measure the rainfall at a place is called the rain gauge. The rainfall records are maintained by Indian Meteorological Department. In short, we will be saying it as IMD. And we will be discussing there are different types of rain gauges. There are two types. One is non-recording type rain gauge. In the sense, we will be the person who is measuring this rainfall, he will be going to near that rain gauge after 24 hours and he will be noting down the depth of that water in a container. It will be in millimeters or in the centimeters and he will be noting it down and he will be giving it to the department. There are two types, one is Siemens rain gauge and there is the upgraded one, standard Siemens rain gauge. Similarly, there is one more type, self-recording or automatic rain gauge. Here, the person is not going to get any type of readings, he will be getting the readings automatically. So, we will be saying it as self-recording as well as the automatic. Here there are three types. One is tipping bucket gauge, weighing type rain gauge and float type rain gauge. Tipping bucket rain gauge, if you have done some any projects during your school days, there you might be have seen some buckets which is been hanged in some in the air and one hole you are going to make it and you will be dropping it in the some another container which is being kept on the weighing machine. After 24 hours you will be noting it down whatever the bottom, the weighing machines container, whatever you have been kept, how much it is been weighed. And this tipping bucket rain gauge, it is obsolete nowadays because of whatever the measurement we have been mentioned at the above, it is millimeters and the centimeters, we will be collecting in those, not in the kgs or liters. Similarly, when it comes to weighing type rain gauge, the similar type, the upgraded one, the tipping bucket rain gauge. Here, whatever the water it has been fallen in the bucket, directly it is going to weigh it and they will be collecting the weight of the rain gauge. And again, this is also absolute, and in the sense it is been not in use in nowadays. And the nowadays the metropolitan cities or the developed cities, but wherever they are being collecting the data, it is of floating type rain gauge. This floating type rain gauge, if I want to explain, it is simple that if anybody is home with some flush tank, there some type of float it is being provided, where it is, how much it is going to be, the water it is going to be filled, up to that it is the float, it will be collecting the water. Again, if it is going up, the valve it will be closed. Similar way here, this float type, it will be collecting the reading in centimeters or in the millimeters in the measurement scale using that float material. Next, we will be discussing in brief about the non-recording type rain gauges. First one, Siemens rain gauge. It consists of cylindrical metal case of internal diameter of 127 millimeters with its base enlargement to 203.2 millimeters diameter. At the top of case, a funnel is fixed with which is provided with brass rim. The funnel shank in the sense after that conical portion, after there is one more part in the next slide I will be showing it. This funnel shank is inserted in a glass bottle placed inside the case. The case is fixed in masonry or concrete foundation in the block size of 600 by 600 by 600 mm. The rainwater enters the bottle through the funnel and it is measured using measuring jar. It is the glass jar which has capacity of 25 mm with least count of 0.1 mm. And the rainfall observations are taken daily at 8:30 am. In the sense, the morning 8:30 am they will be collecting the data, how much the rain it's been happened. Next, the standard Siemens rain gauge. It is the upgraded version of this Siemens rain gauge. It consists of the case, funnel with filter. There we had only the funnel. Here you are attached with the funnel attached with filter, and the floating chamber connected to revolving drum with pen and the siphon chamber. The rainwater passes through funnel and the filter, enters into floating chamber. The filter prevents the dust and the waste particles. Previously in Siemens rain gauge, we didn't had any type of filter. Because of that, we used to get some dust particles in that, and because of that, the reading it was varying. Here we have some filter material, and we have been discarding that dust particles, and we can get the exact value of rainfall. As the water level in the float chamber rises, the float moves up, allows the pen to move through connecting rod. The pen traces on graph sheet wrapped around on recording clock driven drum in the form of mass curve. Whatever the curve, if I would have shown you, so this will be one type of graph, and whatever the pointer I have shown, the similar way the pen it will be shown here, and it will be moving. However, the float, however it is going to move. Just like if it is going like this up, it will go up. If it goes down, it will be going down, but it will be in the same the form of upward only. And whatever the area it is been covered in horizontal and the vertical, we will be calculating the area of this mark, and we will be finding the mass curve. And at the last, when the float chamber gets completely filled, it is automatically emptied by means of siphon chamber through discharge tube. Next, the self-recording or automatic rain gauge. One is tipping bucket rain gauge. In this is of 30.5 centimeter size as per US Weather Bureau. In the sense they are been using it. Water collect from tip bucket to storage collector or tank. Least count of 1 mm and gives out 1 electric pulse for every millimeter of rainfall. Electric circuit. Next, the weighing type rain gauge. It consists of storage bin, which is weighed to record the mass. It weighs rain or snow which falls into a bucket. Set on a platform with a spring or level balance, and the increased weight of the bucket is its content are recorded on a chart. Next is for a float type rain gauge. The working of this type of rain gauge is similar to weighing type rain gauge. A funnel receives the water which is collected in a rectangular collector. A float is provided at the bottom of container, and this float rises as water level rises in the container. Its movement being recorded by a pen moving on a recorded drum actuated by a clockwork. So you can see there are two different types of rain gauge. This is one of the rain gauge of the siphon rain gauge. As I said, there is a funnel and there is the glass bottle, and it is being provided with a foundation block of 60 centimeter by 60 centimeter by 60 centimeter, and the glass, it is being kept under a container, we say it as cylindrical metal case, and whatever the opening, it is of 12.7 centimeters, and the funnel, it is being kept below from the surface of 5.08 centimeters, and from funnel till this foundation upward surface, it is of 20.32 centimeters, and below that surface till the container, the cylindrical metal case, it ends, it is of 5.08 into 2 times, it is about 10.16 centimeters below the surface of the foundation. This this portion, it is the opening for the water to get enter, and the rain gauge, wherever we are going to place, it should be that seen that the water, it is going it is falling vertically downwards only. It is not inclined, or it is not coming from sides. The water must enter the container or the case in vertical way only, the perpendicular to that surface. and whatever the water is going to enter, it is enter through this funnel and it enters this bottle, and whatever the water it is being collected, some graduations it been mentioned on this glass jar, and every morning 8:30 one person is going to come out and he will be noting it down and he is going to give it to his department. This is the working procedure of this Siemens rain gauge. Next is self-recording or automatic rain gauge. This is of tipping bucket rain gauge, where this is of collector and this is of funnel type, and below that you have some container, again wire gauge filter. This is the filter material, and below this you have some inlet tube and glass cap, siphon chamber, washer, discharge tube and lower tube hexagonal nut. On the right side I will be saying what is this. This is the collector, the funnel, ventilation hole. Ventilation hole we will be providing it to maintain the atmospheric pressure inside this container. And next, recording drum, the float rod, the pen, the upper guide, clock mechanism, float chamber, rainfall recording mechanism and the lower guide. And the outside it is the base or the body, and the adjustment screw, it is for lower tube hexagon nut. It is been used for maintaining this the upper guides. Next, at the last we have some cement concrete platform and foundation board. This is the apparatus. It is been used for self recording or automatic recording rain gauge. Thank you.